Hey, what's up, y'all? It has been a while, long time no see. We are back after a little break with some build to Aries 6. Tim Lloyd joined by my man Jeff Hobbs. Jeff, you got a vacation out of the way here last week. I'm about to head into one, but we were like, man, we better start getting some Aries 6 material out there.
Yeah, it was a weird spot for us to have that long of a break in between shows, so we didn't really know what to do with ourselves. But we've had a couple of good interviews. One with Steve Swedish that is up on our page right now, MMA management agent from Ruby Sports, and then last week we had UFC Vice President of Regulatory Affairs, Mark Ratner. So that was a cool interview. So. We're getting some of these good one-on-ones out of the way tonight. We've got another one for you before we get closer to fight time and do an actual preview show.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. Speaking of Ruby Sports, we've got one of their stable joining us tonight. So we got Zack Hicks joining us, and that's a guy that you are very familiar with there from your neck of the woods out in Nash Vegas. Of course, myself as well. Booked Zack on several cards over the years, so I'm excited to talk to him. And preview this fight he's got coming up on Aries 6.
Yeah, absolutely. He's another one of those. He'll kind of throw you off because he's not an old guy, but he is definitely an OG. Was just getting started, kind of about the time I was getting started back when he was up in Clarksville, Tennessee, starting out. So known him for a long time. Like I said, he is definitely one of the OGs in the area. He had a long kind of storied amateur career. So still relatively in the beginning stages of his pro career because he's had some long layoffs. But a guy that I've known forever and enjoy talking to, one of the most just realist, down to earth kind of guys, real unassuming school teacher that you wouldn't expect that in his spare time is throwing hands. So I'm excited to get him on. Let's bring him in and talk to him.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Zack Hicks joins us now. Zack, how's it going, man? We've got right at, I guess, about 2.5 weeks till fight time.
Yep, 2.5 weeks, almost here. It's been a long time.
We appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your busy schedule to join us. We're excited to chop it up here with you, Zack. Of course, a featherweight prospect there out of Nashville, coming into this one with a record of 5-4. I guess the first thing to tackle here, Zack, is it's been about 1.5 years since last time you threw it out in the cage. What's been going on with you over the last 1.5 years? It's been, I guess it looks like September of 2020 since last time out.
Yep. So unfortunately I tore my ACL getting ready for another fight or prospective fight in February 2021, right after that fight on CFFC. And it was just this weird grappling scenario. Second time I've torn my ACL. Now I've officially torn both ACLs. Weird grappling scenario. Guy lifted me. I was letting him work, and I posted my leg, and he drugged me over, and I just heard pop, 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 pop. And I tore ACL before, and I was like, probably just tore my ACL again. So got surgery in March. Luckily got in quick, and just been rehabbing super hard, and just been super serious about rehab and lifting and getting stronger while I can't actually train, or when I couldn't actually train. So yeah, I'm excited to be back. I did not want this long of a layoff for sure.
Well, you've got a good one coming up here in just a couple weeks. Aries 6, it goes down in Chattanooga, Tennessee, April the 16th. You're going to be taking on Fred Freeman out of the St. Louis region. It's an odd situation on this card. We've got several guys with ties to that region, oddly enough, on this card. But taking on Fred Freeman, he's a Bellator vet. He's a hitter. Most of his wins coming by way of knockout. However, he's been susceptible to the submission, which is kind of one of your specialties. A lot of your wins by submission. Let's talk a little bit about this fight. What can we expect from you and Mr. Freeman April 16th?
I definitely see myself winning 100%. I don't think he can handle me on the ground at all. But I'm not going to force it. If I take him down, I take him down. I'm just going to go out there and fight him. And, whatever he gives me on the take, but I see myself finishing him in the first round. There's a lot. I've been looking up tape on him. There's not a lot of recent stuff. It's really hard to find.
Yeah.
He's had a long layoff as well. I don't know what's going on with that. I found like his Bellator fights. He fought like Baby Slice and all that. So I mean, I'm not underestimating the guy, but I don't think he could beat me.
First round, Jeff, has been proclaimed by Zack Hicks. I like it. I like the confidence. What you got for Zack here? You're muted. Zack muted you.
Zack muted me. No, I muted myself because I was coughing. One of the things that I find interesting is when we first started looking for opponents for Zack, and this wasn't the first opponent that we had for Zack. His original opponent fell through, but one of the things, Zack, you said to me was, I gotta have an opponent that makes me go to the gym. I gotta have an opponent that motivates me and keeps me focused and gets me in the gym training hard for this fight. Is this the guy? Is this, again, I know it was a situation where you had an original opponent dropped out and probably some fear there if I don't accept an opponent, but he does show there's some danger to this opponent. And is it just enough danger what you needed to get you in the gym and keep you motivated?
For sure. I don't feel like I've ever really taken easy fights. My last 4 years or something, I've fought the top guys in the region. I just not motivated to go out there and fight bums. Like I never have been. So yeah, I need someone to, not put fear in me, but like take them seriously. I take him seriously. I know I'm better than him, but I take him seriously. I know if I don't train like I should, if I don't, put in the time, if I don't take him seriously in the fight, something bad could happen. So I'm making sure I'm doing all the preparation so that doesn't happen. And I do want to talk about, can I name drop my last potential opponent?
Yeah, man, this is we love it. We
got no damn rules on this show.
All right,
it makes my job a lot easier if you can make the fights for me.
David Lewis denied a fight with me, but the same day he got offered the fight with me, he was talking shit to my teammate Charlie Alexander, saying he's a pussy for not accepting a fight with David. Not David Robbins. Logan Neal.
Yes,
Logan Neal. And that just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, how are you going to talk shit about my teammate, but then you denied a fight with me? And Charlie even called him out on it. So I lost a lot of respect for that guy when he did that.
That was one that I was really hoping to make too. I thought we were close
cool
on it. I thought it was kind of a done deal, and then things just kind of went to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what, Zack? I mean, for what it's worth, it is a known fact that David Lewis loves talking shit about.
Yeah, it just rubbed me the wrong way because just randomly talking shit about Charlie, like for no reason, completely just out of the blue. And I was like, no,
it's not out of the blue. That's the thing, though. It's not out of the blue. Really any chance that he gets to, he does. But like Tim was saying, it was something that part of it, was intriguing to us because, he was, Charlie is someone he's been very outspoken about, and this was going to be opportunity because I've talked to Charlie. Charlie's going to be cornering you for your upcoming fight in Chattanooga. So that kind of bit of intrigue was interesting to me that he was going to be fighting a Charlie's teammate, Nashville MMA guy. So there was a little bit of more story there. So it was another reason why Tim and I were super excited for that fight. Yeah. And we expected with his what are his strengths and what are your strengths, we're going to make for a very interesting fight. Yeah. But we were talking about training, and we know about your training at Nashville MMA, but another part of your training that I don't think anybody knows about is that you are a Metro school teacher in Davidson County in Nashville, Tennessee, which can be training all in its own. Zack Hicks,
definitely.
What subject do you teach?
I teach 10th grade English and AVID, which is like a college prep course.
10th grade English. So what do the 10th grade students at McGavick, isn't it? Is it McGavick? McGavick High School. What do they think about Mr. Hicks and his moonlighting career?
I think it's cool. Literally every day they mess around, like challenge me, or like, oh, this guy said he could whoop your ass, Mr. Hicks, and all that. I have a friend. That's weird. I have a student in my class who like is a huge MMA fan. Like, probably knows more than most like MMA fans. And like during our study hall and stuff, we'll like watch like UFC event, not full UFC events, but watch like fights and all that. So most of them find it pretty cool. I don't even have to tell them because it's just like known that I'm a fighter and it gets around the school. And so I'll have people coming up to me just randomly asking me about it. But
now,
yeah,
are you still coaching wrestling? Are you still coaching wrestling
I'm
at
not,
McGavick?
actually.
You're not. Okay.
So there's
But how was that dynamic, though? How was that dynamic as a wrestling coach? I mean, did you find it at that time kind of some extra training, you know, being able to get in there and work with the guys?
I did find it extra training at times, but I also had it kind of inhibit my own training because wrestling season's long. I'm teaching on top of that. So for 4 months out of the year, 5 months, 4.5 months out of the year, I was like booked with wrestling all the time. And I couldn't like take fights. I couldn't get in the gym like I wanted to. And so I did step down from coaching for a little bit. A lot of that has to do with my son. He's 2.5.
Believe me, I know. Believe me, I feel your pain.
So I have my son, I had coaching, I had my own training, and I had teaching. And I felt like I was just too spread thin. And also my age came into play. You know, I'm 32 now, and I don't have – I've always felt like I was so young in the sport, and now I'm like, I don't feel physically old, but my age gets to me sometimes. I'm like, oh, I only have so many years left. So I want to dedicate as much time as I can to MMA. So I decided to step down from coaching. That and a combination of my son, spending more time with him. But to go back to the original question, it has helped me. Like I would refresh my memory over like new techniques and stuff, and constantly be studying that aspect of MMA. Definitely does help.
So going back to the wrestling, did you ever have any wrestlers on your team try to know that you're a fighter, try to hit a little extra gear on you, try to one up you out there,
for sure.
to push you, test you a little bit?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, they all do. They were all good.
Yeah, I can imagine. So like you said, I'm certainly not calling you old by any means. You're 32 years old. So most people, I think, would agree that 32 through 34 is kind of those prime athletic years. Do you feel a sense of urgency at this point to make your move? If you're going to make a move, you've got 9 pro fights on your belt. I'd say 20 plus amateur fights as well. You've got a lot of cage time in there. Is now the time that we're going to see Zack Hicks kind of put it into a different gear and make a push for that one big run?
100%. And I've been talking to Steve about this a lot. I want to be more active. I wanted to be active anyway. COVID hit. I fought that fight for CFFC, didn't go quite my way for multiple reasons. And then I got this ACL tear, which essentially puts you out for a year. But yeah, my goal is to be super active. I want to get like at least 3 to 4 fights this year. 100%.
Yeah, that would be impressive. You knock off 3 or 4 wins. Once you start hitting that 8, 9, 10 win range, is when you can start seeing guys getting those call ups to the bigger leagues. So I definitely like your game plan here. What's the vibe like at the gym, man? You've got another training partner, Pat Crumpton, on this card. So a couple guys from Nashville MMA coming down to Chat Town.
Yeah, the gym's great. Unfortunately, one of my main training partners, Charlie's been injured, and he's having a baby, so he's super busy. But he is cornering me, so he's there. Ava, who just fought, he comes and trains with me. We do sparring on Sunday. Pat Crumpton is like my main training partner right now, because we both are fighting. We're around the same weight. He's fighting at 55, but he does fight at 40, so we're like perfect partners for each other. And then we have Dorian Price, our coach. He's been doing a great job game planning us and getting us ready. We just got done training with him actually a couple hours ago. So it's great. I mean, training, I don't want to even say this cliche line, but like I feel better like now after this ACL surgery. I don't know if I'm just physically stronger, but I did hit a lot of like weight training because that's all I could do. And like I feel that change that like followed me into this training camp, and I just feel physically in the best shape I've been in a long time. So maybe I was neglecting the weight side, but I feel like it's benefited me a lot.
We're definitely excited to see, this version of Zack Hicks coming up here. It is going to be at Aries 6, Chattanooga, Tennessee, April the 16th. Zack, before we let you go, man, we'll give some shout-outs where they're due. Any friends, family, training partners you want to give some love to, and then also let our listeners and viewers know where they can follow your social media so they keep up with your comings and goings.
Yeah, obviously, shout out Nashville MMA. That's my home base. Been there for 8 years now, ever since I came from Clarksville, which Jeff was saying earlier. All the guys there, all training partners, just mentioned some of them: Alex, Grande, Charlie, Ava, Pat, Mike Calfirst, Dorian Price, our head coach, my manager Steve Swedish, who's put me up with this fight, Ruby Sports, in my opinion, the greatest management out there. No bias, of course. Let's see. That's my wife who supports me.
I was about to give you a little hint there, Zach. If you don't throw in, she's going to watch this. Yeah, she's going to watch this. You better throw it in.
Yeah. Special shout out to her because she is always down for me to fight, and she supports my dreams 100%, even if I'm not home when she needs me home. And I'm probably forgetting other people, but that's the main groups.
And tell us about your social media.
Oh yeah, so Zack Hicks MMA for Instagram, and just Zack Hicks. I don't even know what my new Facebook link is. My profile got hacked, so there's 2 Zack Hicks out there. So you might be friends with one. Like Tim, I think I sent you one not too long ago because my old account.
Oh, yeah.
So there's 2 Zack Hicks out there. The most recent one, I think I have my shirt off instead of like I'm walking out to the cage in the other one. So that's not super helpful. My bad. But my main social media is Instagram, so it's Zack Hicks MMA.
Hey, we appreciate the time, Zack. One more time, you can see Zack taking on Fred Freeman in his return to the cage after about a year and a half off. It's going to go down Aries 6, April 16th, Chattanooga, Tennessee at the Camp Jordan Arena. Get your tickets at Fighter Tix with an X.com. Make sure you select Zack from the menu so we can get a little extra scratch. And then, of course, you can watch the pay-per-view live on Spectation Sports. And if you're a Tennessee resident, you can bet on this bad boy. Sign up at action247.com. They'll have odds on our pro fight. Zack, hey, man, we appreciate the time. Looking forward to seeing you back in the cage here April 16th.
Appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the opportunity to be on your card.
Absolutely. See you, Zack.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.